Hey y'all, and welcome to Watch Cheryl Scrap Live for the month of challenges 11 coming home. Today is Thursday, January 19th, and your girl is still way behind, but that's okay. I will catch up. Let's see how much I can get done tonight. Um, I went ahead and pulled because I'm at January 4th, and for some reason I feel like I have to go in order. Um, yeah, I don't like my videos to be out of order. I have issues. Anyway, so today's is January 4th, rescrap a page. So I pulled this page that is from another month of challenges, and it was a minimal um, layout, I think, clean and simple style. So here it is. Um, and you had to use, I think, certain things. Yeah. So, da, da, da. Okay, so solid paper, one photo. I mean, you were very limited. Couldn't even use a template. So I thought that would be a good one for me to change out. So
That's what I did too. I went back to a month of challenges one and I found one that we weren't allowed to journal on
yeah,
so that I
you're
can
like,
add journaling because
why?
I'm
Let
big on
me.
journaling.
Yeah.
It was the pictures had to tell the story, I think, is what the one is that I picked. So I'm gonna go and rescrap that one and I haven't done it just yet.
And I am going to use the same exact collection I used before, but I'll just be able to use a lot more of it.
Oh, Becky, it's
So,
totally hard for Cheryl. You should see her without her five deep clusters. When we have
yes.
her do usually we'll have her do Julie's blind scrap, and usually it's a very limited amount, and it's so fun because then she'll be like, okay, saving it here for month challenges. Now I'm gonna add the stuff for my printing book.
Yeah.
And
But I
Kim
didn't do that
Gentle,
with this one.
no, you
I don't know
didn't.
why. I don't know why, but I didn't.
Kim and
So
Jen said
now's
they
the
both
time.
have to go in order too.
Yeah, I'm an order girl. Okay, so this is on sale because why? We're
Because
having
it's
our
Valentine's
quarterly
Day.
sale. We're having our quarterly sale.
Because it's a
It's
birthday.
so you save 30% off, so you can get this whole collection here for 10.49, which is there's a lot of stuff in there. I'll show y'all. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and close this out. And what I went ahead and did was I just put in a color fill to start with, and then I pulled the photo and the shadow on up. But and the first thing I'm going to do is increase the size, the photos, the smart object, so it should be fine. Um, I think I'm going to redo the shadow though.
So Kath
Let
has
me,
done 2 challenges. Renee has done 19. And Kim has to do
oh,
3 pages tomorrow to catch up. Does that count tomorrow's challenge or not? And then Kim also said her cat sleeps on the bed and she had to say goodbye to her dog yesterday because cancer sucks.
oh,
I'm so
it
sorry.
does
And
suck.
that's so hard. It was cancer that made us have to say goodbye to our first dog, and that is hard.
Yeah, we had to say goodbye to our first cat. Yeah, Pansy had to say goodbye, but um, we're doing good right now. I think Piper seems a little under the weather right now. She's not barking and running around, and so I'm a little worried about her. But she's
It
very
is.
happy in this photo because she has the BLEP. And I think we talked about this when I made this before. It's it's internet slang, and it's you know the act of extending the tongue beyond the lips without opening the mouth fully. So it could be cats, dogs, horses, whatever. But it's internet slang. I'm going to keep that same title as well, I think. But I don't know if I'm going to use that alpha.
That's true, Kim.
So,
It is the most loving thing pet owners can do for them. We had a case here actually where a man was accused of abuse towards his dog because it got super
mm,
duper thin and really sad looking, and it turns out it was cancer. But
mm,
he didn't want to put the dog down, and so the poor dog just horrible. But
mm,
it's Tongue
I'm
Out Tuesday.
sorry.
Jen, I love that. Tongue Out Tuesday on a Thursday.
Yes, on a Thursday, on a
Elsie is done through
Thursday.
16. She just finished 16 a few minutes ago. Ooh, I've done a few. I was not doing them in order because art journaling, it just always, I know it's not a big deal and it's easy to do, but it always just sends this block in my brain that says, no, you can't do that. And so then I get behind.
You're like,
So then I
no.
skip it and I'm like, go on. And I was also trying to get through a bunch because I don't know if you guys saw, but I did like my first one this week.
You're like, what?
I was like, let me get through a couple. So I went through a couple that really either spoke to me or I had like a really clear idea of what I wanted to do and did a bunch of those first so that I can get those posted and out of the way and then go back to the ones that take me a little bit more time. But I did follow your example, Cheryl. I went through and I set up a um I was gonna say a folder, but it's not a folder. It's just the PSD file. Just the PSD file with
Hmm,
if there was photos that I wanted, I threw those on. I copied the
right.
challenge and put the challenge stuff on, and then I just double check and open the challenge so that I can
Nice. Very
see it.
nice.
And then yeah. And if I had any thoughts, like one of them I had a thought of, oh, do this. So I wrote down like, oh, do this. I think that was the photo list one. I was like, oh, I have a thought of do this. So that way I at least had a starting point. Because starting points sometimes are the hard part for me.
They're always, it's always hard to just get started and go.
So,
Okay.
so did, you're layering all these wonderful little circles, right?
Yes.
And it's reminding you of the layout that I did where I layered all these triangles. But I don't think you saw it because it's not in the front gallery yet.
Oh, you're like, no, it's not there.
I'm like, I don't know that you've seen it yet, but it's like a very similar style.
You're like, why hasn't she seen it?
No, it wasn't that. It was more like, wait, did you see that layout before you started and switched and went, oh, I like the triangles. Let me do circles because I like the circles. I'm like, ooh, I should try circles next time.
Yes. So, there, there's a couple of different ways that you can um, do your circles. I just made a shape, and then you can clip the paper to the shape using. You can right click and choose create clipping mask, or you can hover over the line here. It's not going to do it, of course, because that needs to be rasterized, I think. Let's see.
Sorry.
I can't remember why.
All the time when I'm like, why aren't you doing it? And then I'm like, oh yeah, that's why you're not doing it.
Yeah,
Never
that's why.
mind.
Maybe,
User
maybe.
error, user error. We're good.
I don't know why it's not doing it, but
Jen Little said she was totally stumped by the art journal, realized what the topic was, and did it so fast. I might
so
have to
the
go look
way
at your
I'm
inspiration.
the way I'm doing it tonight is I just create the circle. I'm selecting it using control and I click on the little thumbnail in the layers palette. And then I click on the paper and press Control J, which is my shortcut for duplication. And then there you have it.
Shortcut for duplication. Kim said she didn't really have anything to art journal about, so she just did a brain dump. Brain dumps are always good. Kayla said you have to hold down Alt and hover over the line to clip the layer.
That's what it is. I knew I was missing something. Yes. So, no, not like that. Thank you. Okay. So Alt, yep, there we go. No, didn't want to do that either. Thank you. Yeah. Do, do, do.
And that's because it's not rasterized. You can't just Control G.
Um, no, there's just a couple of different ways to do it. I use Control G because that's what I always used in PSE, but I had to
Uh-huh.
set that up manually because it
Oh,
wasn't
yeah.
the native keyboard shortcut for
It
Control
is
G. I don't
now.
remember. Is it? Okay, good.
Hmm.
All right,
Oh,
and
no, Kayla
then
says it's still Control Alt G. Okay, so apparently I still have mine set up differently then.
yeah,
Because I thought
yeah,
Control G was the, you know what? I think, yeah, like I can never remember, but I thought
yeah.
it probably just
So
set it up differently.
you can of course release or actually create the clipping mask by right clicking, and you'll get your flyout menu. You can go that way. You can make the shape, select it, and then Control J to duplicate, and or you can just do the
Control Alt G.
yes, or Control G if you want it to be. Anyway, so I'm just going to go with these, I believe.
Liz has new monitors with speakers, so she was trying to get the sound adjusted. And she said, oh, she had to have her oldest kitty put to sleep at Thanksgiving. He'd been battling
Hmm.
diabetes for 5 years.
Hmm.
And Liz is just working on the challenges that speak to her and help her complete her albums. That's a good idea. I like that.
Yes,
Oh,
definitely.
apparently they changed PSE to match Photoshop. So is it Control Alt now in PSE too? Because Kayla said that changed. Yeah. I'm like, I thought they made it match. And I think they did. They just didn't do it the way I thought they did.
Yeah, they still didn't do it the right way.
Nope.
Control G. Let's just make it
Yeah.
easy on everyone. Why do you need to have an extra thing?
Oh, because they're silly.
Because. Okay. Is everyone else as like addicted to labels as I am? I
No.
like I like having the labels. I like the
The
labels.
papers lately, but not labels. Liz says nope. What are you guys addicted to? Like, what is the thing that you find yourself? Because mine will go in phases. And so lately, I've been
No,
super into like labels, or not labels. Cheryl's into labels. I'm into papers. And I'm like using all the papers in a kit if I can to make it
right.
look nice, of course, not like just to throw them all on there. Lisa B says she loves paint. Kayla's into messy string and word strips. Renee isn't really into labels, but she did keep them on her December daily albums using your details templates.
Mm. Mm.
Kim usually deletes the labels when she's using your templates. I know,
Uh,
we're so different. Renee's like, I kept them in the templates. Kim's like, I deleted them.
I deleted them. I didn't like it. They're gone.
Liz is into, let's see, I just lost yours. Oh, paint and grunge. Ooh, paint's always good too. Becky's into
Yes.
word strips and butterflies. Kim likes paint too. Elsa P's into threads and stitches. Lisa B says flowers are another favorite. See, and I am the opposite. Like, I actually did a page with my sister on it. I didn't put any flowers on it either. I think part of it's because I came over to digital, right? Like shortly after the whole Prima phase in scrapbooking, the Prima flowers. Do you remember those?
Right. Oh yeah.
And I could never figure out how you were supposed to use them. And they used to drive me nuts. I was like, but they're so big and bulky. So I think in my head, when I see flowers, I still think, but they're so big and bulky,
Yeah.
even though they're still flat on a page. So I do use more flowers than I used to. But yeah, I love stars though. Ooh, Kim likes to use
Yeah.
page borders. I'm gonna have to go peruse your gallery there and check them out.
Yeah.
I probably didn't delete them, just turn them off. That's the same thing. Well, it is for me because then at the end I go through and delete all the hidden layers. Renee likes to mat her photos, and that comes from paper scrapping. I think that's what I really like about Cheryl's photo edge and shadow, like she's used on this photo, because I really like having just the little tiny white outline sometimes, because I
Yeah.
know that you can print photos like that, and I've done that because I printed a bunch with the little white borders. So Jen Little wants all the flowers. Liz has been putting borders on hers too, subtle pages or subtle ones. Inky dink borders. Kendra likes the white photo borders a lot too. Yeah, I love it. I love seeing what people are into because I like how in Digi we can like change trends so quickly. We don't have
Yes.
to like in paper it always felt like you had to wait till the trend got there or you had to try and buy it all on clearance before it disappeared.
Right.
And it's like, nah, just go find a kit. There's an old kit in the store that has a lot of doilies. I'll go use the doilies out of those or whatever. So, yeah.
Oh, there's lots of yummy paint in this one, man. Telling you.
See, and I know we have watched Cheryl Scrap where I was really into paint and I was putting paint on everything.
Paint,
That's why I
paint,
think it's funny
paint.
that I've moved to papers now and I'm putting papers on everything. Oh, those
Yeah, I
Inky
mean,
Dink photo overlays are cute.
I like the I like the labels. I like them to journal on. And I like them just as, you know, decorations and just layer them like I would paper.
Oh, I've been enabled. Sorry, I got shopping.
Uh-oh.
They told
What
me the
happened?
Inky Dink borders are great. So
Oh,
I went and found them, and they are great, and they're only $2. So I might need to buy them. Okay, I might not.
which
Might.
borders are
I
these?
need to buy
Who
them.
designed them?
They are Lynn Grieveson's borders.
Mm.
I put the link in the chat. Jen says she always makes outlines different colors. What do you mean by those outlines?
She's
Like
talking about the border
the
itself,
border? Oh, the strokes. Yeah. Oh,
the
I've done that
stroke.
before too.
Yeah.
They're like, wow, that's usually really unusual.
Yeah, and like sometimes I like, you know, uh, to make it a little
Making
bit
it big.
bigger. Mhm.
Sometimes I make it teeny tiny too. I've done that before,
Mhm.
like made it look like almost like I just wasn't sure myself cutting. So I left like a
Yes.
very little edge.
Yes.
Yes, sometimes you need colors. So you have to change colors. Absolutely. Right. Becky finally figured out how to change the color strokes this week. Yay! Um,
Always something new.
it took me a while to realize you could change the color of like I have some of the Memory Pocket monthly, I think they are flares or not flares, the no, they're BYOC things from Mommy-ish. What are they called? Where you make things look like epoxy or actions and stuff.
Oh, styles.
Styles. I didn't realize you could
You're like
change the
the word.
colors on those for a while.
You're like, yeah.
Somebody mentioned that to me and I was like, wait, what? You can change those colors? I don't need to buy every single one in every color?
They're like, no, no, you don't have
Whoops.
to. Whoopsie.
Renee says using only one color was hard. Oh, yeah, the color pop challenge, right? It's funny because I've seen some of these challenges like start to develop behind scenes, but I forget what day is anything until,
Right.
you know, it shows up. And then I'm like, oh, yeah, hey, that was that challenge.
I forgot.
Yeah, I forgot that was coming. Well, I knew it was coming. I just forgot it was today. So there's some really cute black and white things in the store too. And there were some new ones that came out today too for black and white things.
Black and white
Who was it
things.
that put some really fun? Was it Rachel or Paula? Oh, it was Paula. Paula put some really cute little black and white and gray stuff. Ooh, Jen has the perfect photo. A cardinal in our snow. I didn't read the description. Your photo has to be black and white, so that might not work for you, Jen.
Yeah,
Unless you scrap it the way you want it, turn the photo black and white, and then print it
yeah.
with the cardinal in color. Renee says her photos were already black and white. The pop of color is in the supplies. You scrap a page that's all black, white, and gray, and you can add pops of one single color to your page. So like her example is she has a little bit of pops of pink in it, but it's black and white other than that. I am with you. I always have trouble with that one because I love color.
Like, I just love
Oh, she did
color.
say the photo could have color if it was the same as the pop color. Okay. Oh, yep, here it is. Can I use a black and white photo that has one item in color so the photo has a color pop? As long as you use the same color for elements paints. Yep. I hadn't read her clarifications yet. Sorry. Thanks, Kayla.
Hmm.
So, Jen, it would work. You just have to make your pop a color cardinal or red. Make it a cardinal.
Make it a cardinal. Make it a cardinal. That's what
Cardinal,
she
that's a color.
said.
Yeah, that's a
Okay,
color.
let's see. I don't. This
Oh,
is like a
goodness.
plastic alpha. I'm gonna pull it on here and see what it looks like. I may not like it, but
Kim
we're
says
gonna
she
try.
turned in her document your day, then reread the instructions and had to go back and put the time on the photos and resubmit everything. Read the instructions. Yes,
Oh,
read the instructions.
I like this plastic here.
Ooh.
Hmm.
Is it like acrylic-y or just plasticky?
Just it says plastic, but I shadowed it with an acrylic
That
shadow.
looks
Let's see what it
cool.
looks like with acetate or vellum. Nope, looks better with acrylic.
Yep.
Blip.
Yeah. Instruction reading is good.
Hmm. Okay, let's see here.
Kayla said she has the Inky Dink borders but had forgotten about them. I'm only laughing because I was actually looking at them and there was something else that came up and I was like, oh, I have those. I totally didn't realize I had them.
Blip,
Yep.
blip, 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 blip,
It's
blip.
always fun when we do that, huh?
Yes,
When it's
yes,
like,
yes.
oh yeah, I own something like that. Yeah, maybe next time I should pay attention when I'm looking for something.
These are all so cute. All these little brads.
Yeah,
Look
Renee,
at
there
this
was a couple
one.
of people who jumped in with days before the 17th, and that happens. Unfortunately, more often than we'd like it to happen, but don't
What
worry.
happened?
People
I'm
get
sorry.
caught. Oh, people get contacted is what I was trying to say. There was a
Oh,
couple people who were so excited to start the challenge that they jumped in with the previous day.
oh.
So, yeah. Yep, it happens. Tomorrow's challenge will be fun.
You tease.
I do tease all the time.
Tease, tease,
Yep,
tease.
because I know who's posting it. Ha ha.
She knows, she knows. Blip, 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 blip. Hmm. Let's add a little green.
Oh no.
What? What's wrong?
So, um, Liz said that, remember we talked about the Costco thing where Costco is moving photos to Shutterfly?
Uh-huh.
So she forgot about it. She had her album for 2020 almost done, knew she had to get it finished, was focusing on it, had it all ready to upload, could not find the 12 by 12 lay flat album anywhere or
Oh no.
there. And it turns out that they're all out of them and they weren't reordering anymore. I think they're not reordering more because they're shutting their photo department down. So my guess is they're just finishing with what they've got. She says nobody else makes their kind of albums. Um,
So Costco shut theirs down?
Shutterfly,
Is that?
Costco shut down their photo section.
Hmm. Gotcha.
Okay, so she looked at Shutterfly. It was expensive by comparison. So you'd want to wait. They do sales, what, quarterly, where they do the free extra pages,
Right. Just
and you
about,
can
I think.
upgrade to the um, layout. Oh, Renee says there's a sale right now. You can oh, it's unlimited pages right now. I did not realize that. I haven't seen my email from Shutterfly. How dare they?
I know.
Um,
They're like they send me ones constantly, and then I'm like, okay,
and I
why
delete
don't,
them,
why
and then
don't,
they send that unlimited, and I miss it.
yeah,
But yes, they do have a lay flat. So just that would be my thing, is to just wait till it's unlimited pages, because then that makes it a lot cheaper. Because you can upgrade, I think, still to the lay flat with unlimited, can't you? I
yes,
swear I've seen
I
people say
have.
they've done it.
I
So,
did. I did. I
but
did.
yes, so if you watch, then you can do that. Yeah,
All
Costco
right.
members get a 51% discount, but isn't it after anything else? I thought that's what I read. I don't remember all the details on that. There's somebody else who does lay flat. They used to be the people everybody told you to print with, but I didn't like the book. Do you remember
I
who
don't.
else does lay flat? Oh,
Okay.
it wasn't Blurb. Um, Melinda, they're saying that there's unlimited pages right now. Adorama. Yep, that's who it is, I think. I'm
Okay.
pretty sure that's who it is. I printed my scrap book that I did with all the scrap photos from when
Mm-hmm.
we went to Utah. Yeah, Adorama Picks. I wasn't super impressed with it. I thought it was really expensive, but I do know some people really like that one. So that is something you could consider, Liz. But Adorama is
Mm-hmm.
now called Printicue. Huh, interesting.
Right.
I I hate when people change names like that. It drives me bonkers because then you can't keep track of them all.
Okay. So the next kit that I'm going to pick up on, um, well, first, the challenges for the fifth is to use multiple photos. You have to use at least three, and they have to tell a story. Um, and then you can, either the photos speak for themselves or kind of tell your story along with a series of photos. So I think that
Let's
I'm
see.
going to use, let's see, ForeverJoy, I know.
Adorama or Printicue, Melinda, is the only place to get hardbound 6x8 albums. Is that which one you're saying?
I'm,
Kath wants to know if there's any way to change the file info template. Oh, like from what Photoshop offers you to put in there? No, I don't think there's a way to customize it.
let's see.
And yes, Nicole, NBK has masks in her collections, a lot of them. I tried a mixed book. I did not like mixed book at all, Liz, either. I was not happy with their book.
Let's see. Yeah, you would have to have some kind of special, I guess, metadata template to change that. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think you can just change it, unless you can change it in the preferences at the bottom.
No, I didn't see
Okay.
anything there. That was
Yep.
just to show error log or enable autocomplete when you're typing. Um, and then, of course, um, yeah. Let's
I think
see.
people make different lists as to which one is the best,
Yeah.
Liz, based on lots of different reasons, sometimes what they get paid. She said it's now the top rated service. I don't know that it is. Kim says she's only used them for calendars. Costco or Mixbook? Yep, Amazon has a photo service. I haven't printed with Amazon before, so
Oh my
could
gosh, I
not tell
cannot
you that
remember
one.
that. There's a dog kit by ForeverJoy, and I think it's like a Christmas, but I can't remember the name of it. Do you know which one I'm talking about? Dee, dee, dee.
You think it's Christmas? There's the Dog Tales one. Let's see if anybody
Uh,
posts something. Santa Paws, Renee says.
there we go. Thank you.
See, you just got
Could
to
have
put it out
started with
loud and somebody
Santa.
will help.
Somebody is going to help me. That's the kit I'm going
Somebody
to
will help.
use. Okay. So let's go ahead and resize these babies.
See, I know that Persnickety had a couple options for books, but I've never printed a book with them before. I just always stick to their single prints. Artifact Uprising, I've heard people print before too. I don't know how expensive they are. I imagine they're pretty expensive, but I've heard good things about theirs too. I don't use Shutterfly to store photos, just print books. You have to order something every 18 months or so if you want them to keep your photos stored. Yeah, a lot of places are moving to that because people have been using them to store their photos without, ordering anything. But yes, there is unlimited pages through Sunday, which secret usually means through Monday. Forever is spendy, but they always have specials. I have not printed with Forever. I won some storage with them, so I've been checking them out, but I have not printed with them. I used them to scan, and I was quite pleased with that. So they scanned some old, they're not VHS. You know the little tapes you used to use on the camcorders that look like VHS, but they were micro VHS?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I had them scan some of those in for me, change them over to digital. So that was nice. But I used to get photo things from Amazon all the time about theirs. I just don't ever check it. And yeah, Melinda, 18 months though I think is okay. Like it's much better than the places that try and tell you you have to do it every like 6 months or whatever.
Merry Christmas.
Okay, so I live with a 12-year-old. Please remember that. I kind of want to change the M to butts.
Merry Christmas. Well, it
Because how
is
many
his
times do
butt.
we get butt photos of our dogs and our cats because they won't look
Yeah.
at us and they turn right as you take it? Hmm.
Yes. And our Piper, whenever she's aggravating the cat, she'll like run up to her and then she just turns around and sticks her butt in her face,
Yeah.
in the cat's face. And I'm like, okay, that wasn't very nice.
The cover's not a true 12 by 12 at Shutterfly. So when I print with Shutterfly, they have a template that adds a little bit of white space all around the page. And that's what I print with because I'm not good about worrying about bleed. Does that make sense? I put things too close to the edge all the time, no matter which photo surface I'm printing with. I think the only
Right.
one that ever works out for me is with Persnickety because they cut such a little bit off to make it a true 12 by 12 that, yeah, when I print my single pages, I never have to worry about bleed. But everything else, yeah, it's a pain in the butt to add, Liz, but I do. And their one template they have has like a little, I can't remember if it's a 1/4 inch white all the way around. So I don't like it as much as I like when it's just the full page, but for the most part, it works. So yeah. Yes, they have two, I want to say they have two different options with the um, white edges. Like one is much thicker than the others. It's like, I can't remember. was like, I thought I posted some pictures once, but I may not have. I may have posted somewhere else. But yeah. Anyway, you most definitely, they have a lot of different template options, but one of them is that one where they do and I do like their 10 by 10 books. I agree. I actually think I've only printed one 12 by 12. I usually will print their 10 by 10s. It's a little more expensive, but I like the size and it's really easy to hold and look at, and it doesn't make my journaling too small. Liz keeps going back and moving things in. Do you hate when you remember that somebody had something but you can't remember who it was?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yes.
I swear that Scrapping with Liz had posted a I thought she posted a thing with the bleeds and the guides, and I couldn't remember. Okay,
Did she do
she
it on her
did.
website?
She did it,
Or
yeah, but it was posted at TLP too.
okay.
So, you didn't catch that last site. Which last site? Sorry.
You're like, which one?
Oh, this is an older thread too, but it might have some helpful info for you too, Liz. But the first one is from Scrapping with Liz's blog and has like how she shows what the crop is, what got printed, how to fix for the bleed and stuff. And she does have a video guide tutorial or something. And then I posted the thread where people asked about it. So yeah. Anyway, like it's funny when I know there's something there and I'm like, where is it? Those photos are super cute, Lisa. I agree.
Oh, of the dog.
The dog. Yep, the
Yep.
doggo.
Here, I'll zoom in so you can just see what a handsome boy he is.
That sweater.
Yep.
They're so
He
cute.
Anna. We have video of her getting it on him.
Mm-hmm.
She was like sweating and her hair was sticking up everywhere. It was crazy, but we finally got it. She finally got it on him, and I don't know. He looks like my dignity is just been, like looking like, what are y'all doing?
Excuse me. Excuse me. I had fixed this myself perfectly, and you guys had to
Yep.
dare put a sweater on me?
And this is, I guess that's, yeah, almost Christmas Eve. I think that was Cookie Day that
Cookie
she
day.
got him the sweater.
Ah,
Where we bake all the cookies.
I do. I do know that.
Yeah.
All the birthday stuff is up. It makes me happy in the forum.
Yes, yes.
The birthday games have started. It's so fun.
Okay, let's see.
I love it. It's so fun. You may want to ask in the forum too, Liz. Just ask who people print with. Because people will tell you. We love to talk about printing. And just specify
Yes.
you really want a book and see what people suggest.
Come on,
Jen
wake up.
says she crocheted a sweater for her dog and she refused to walk when she put it on her. So she just pulled it all
Yes.
apart.
Okay, so
Yeah, that's actually really
okay,
quite
there he
entertaining.
is. He's trying. He always wants to be in the kitchen doing something.
Aw.
And then here he is laying down. Look at that face. I hate you for doing this to me.
That
Oh,
face completely
check
says
that out. Do you see the powdered sugar?
yes.
Yes, he got a little too into
Oh,
things.
oh
Yep, but we were
no. He was
overzealous.
like,
And
I
oh,
love
this was so
you.
cool. Here we are wearing all our aprons.
Uh-huh.
And this one belonged to my great grandmother, the one I'm wearing,
And in
which
case you
is,
wonder, now you know why it takes Cheryl a little longer to do things sometimes because she gets so distracted in her photos.
I do every time, don't I? But I mean, look at him. Isn't that cute? What a cute picture. And then he jumped off the couch and the blanket was stuck on his hiney.
So Cheryl, you should
Yes.
scrap that apron photo because it's kind
Yes.
of an heirloom.
Yes, it is. But I already set up that page. What did I
Okay,
choose?
then
What
fine. Do
was what was heirloom? I
um,
forgot what day.
that one day
That one day.
that
I
Krista
don't.
did it. Oh, you set up your lamp. That's
Yes, yes,
right.
that's right. I did. I did. Okay.
All right,
All
fine.
right. So close that out. I'm busy. I'm busy.
I love it. Close it out. I'm busy. I'm busy. Day 6. I couldn't remember if it was 5 or 6. Thanks, Kendra. Also,
I get.
Jen says that was completely Scarlett's face when she crocheted the sweater. Oh, Lisa says heirloom is 7. I love that we have like words that we don't pronounce letters in because, why
Okay.
not?
I can never say the word rural.
Rural,
Rural. Rural.
rural,
Rural.
rural.
It never comes out right. And I don't know what to do. So I just go, out there in the country. I don't know.
So Kim wants to know the difference between standard lay flat and deluxe lay flat
Don't know
on
that.
Shutterfly. That's a good question. I don't know.
Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas. Do y'all remember that little tune? Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas from your Kmart savings store. I don't think it was quite that horrid, but
Quite that horrid.
my voice is just not like it used to be.
Aw.
But I think if I tried to start singing again regularly,
Hmm.
then it would be good.
You could ask and see. Somebody might have done it. I want to say that Scrapping with Liz has ordered the lay flat books before, so she might be able to tell you.
I don't remember if I got the
I've only
deluxe.
ordered a lay flat from Adorama, so let's see. Lay fat question. Lay fat, lay flat. I have no idea what I just said. Ooh. So that's from 2017, so I don't know. Did they have both options then? Oh, you know what? There you go. Ask Tracy. You could even ask the question again and tag Tracy, our polywog, TK Rad, TKE, because it looks like she's printed with both, so she could tell you. But
Okay, now
so she would tell you which one,
here are the little.
because she said she's printed both in that flat thread. Good thread to find, Renee. Woohoo!
Okay, I'm going to
Let's
make these a
see.
little bit smaller.
Donna says that one, she doesn't specify which one, that the newest version isn't true lay flat, that there's a separation in the middle or something. So it looks
Hmm.
like maybe it's hinged. So if you look, you can kind of see it in the. Oh, okay. Yep. It looks like one of them is hinged. So it looks like pages that bind together, but then are not full, like printed as one, whereas the other one is printed like almost like it's printed out as 12 by 24 or whatever, 20 by 10, whatever it is. So, oh, this Shutterfly page template with the small white edge. I have a hard time finding it, or I'd tell you where it is, because it takes me forever.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. Renee says a quick Google on the difference between the two brought up a thread at DLP.
Oh, wow.
Jen's never done lay flat because she's cheap. You know, I did lay flat once, and I really want to say it's because I must have had a coupon or something because I'm cheap too. Which is also why I have some photo books that I would like to reprint because I was trying different companies that used to, remember back, 2015, 2013, when every company would send you a free book to get you to print with them. And I printed some of those, and I'm like, yeah, some of these suck. So, Kim, there might be a second one because I really want to say that they have two options, and one of them is a much smaller white border than the other one. But
Wow. That was
yeah,
very
I don't know why
interesting.
I'm looking at Shutterfly. I don't have a book to print yet, says Kim.
So,
You know what? That's when I print random pages. Like if I'm like, you know what? I haven't printed for a while. I just throw a whole bunch of random pages from one year in a book and print it out, and my family enjoys it. So it works. Yep, I've heard of Arts Cow too, Liz. Their pages are stitched so they lay flat. Called Arts Cow. I've heard of Arts Cow. I never printed with them, but I have heard of them. Is it possible to get a transcript of this chat? I don't think so. I don't know.
yes,
Yes, it is. It's like, I think so. I just don't know if you can do it or if it's something Cheryl has to send to you.
it is something I'll have to do. So,
I'm guessing you just want all the links and stuff that we wrote in here. Oh, yeah. Kath says, look in my documents. It may save to your computer in a random temporary file. I do not know. But now that you say that, Kath, because I think it does save to my computer in a random temporary file.
what does?
The chat. But I
Oh,
always assumed it was because I'm an organizer.
I think it is. I don't know that other people can download that
Oh,
or
Kim
that
says
it
a chat
goes.
log always shows up in her documents file, not a temporary
Okay,
file.
there you
There you
go.
go. So Liz, somewhere on your computer in your My Documents file will be a copy of the chat log. Everybody's now going, wait, do I have a copy of the chat log? Wait, there's a copy of the chat log in my documents?
You're like, what? Okay.
Things you didn't know.
All right. Let's see what I can do to finish this up.
Yeah, it does show up there. It shows up as chat log, watch Cheryl Scrap live. And then the rest of the long thing. So it's, yeah, it'll show up in your users documents. But it should be called this. Yep, just like Kat wrote. If you search your computer for that, you should be able to find it. It probably is a setting in GoTo. Cheryl just realized today that we could turn off the ding, ding, ding when everybody comes in and out.
So, if you've noticed, that wasn't happening tonight.
Isn't it wonderful? But it was
Because
funny because
last,
when go ahead.
go ahead.
I was gonna say it was funny because when I unmuted myself, it was like, you are unmuted. I'm like, ooh, I don't think it said that to me
No,
before.
you are now unmuted.
Liz said she got one album from a very professional, expensive site aimed at professionals many years ago, and it was stunning. Was it Artifact Uprising? Have you ever ordered from them? And I don't know why I know them, but I do know them because I've had somebody order from them before. And it was a gorgeous album. They did a huge heritage album for their family, and so they ordered through there because they were able to print out the one that they wanted and then send the other ones out. But it was super expensive, like yeah, like hundreds of dollars or something. Yay, Kim found the skinny white border.
Yay.
Shutterfly, skinny white border. Oh, I hate the way Shutterfly uploads. I wish it was easier. I do have to say that. That's probably the most annoying thing to me is like you have to change every page. And I swear there's a way that you can change the whole book to be one specific template. But every time I do it, I can either never remember how I did it or it doesn't work the next time. Then you have to change every single page every time. It's not user-friendly.
Okay. Look at there.
I told you. Lisa says you've done like 3 layouts in this 1 hour, and it takes me 3 hours to do one, right?
No, just 2. Just 2.
Oh. You know, Melinda, I think the reason it's a pain to do custom albums is they want you to pay for their little designing service. So, you know, upcharge. It drives you insane that it's different every time. It does me too. I hate that. I will say I really, really love that as... Okay, I'm going to have to ask Renee what she means by that. She saved a blank digital project and uses it as a starter for every album. What do you mean by that? Because I also hate how if you put your stuff in, like I date my stuff. I started dating my stuff so that it would show up in order. Because if you alphabetize it on my computer's smart enough to know, okay, 2022-01 comes before 2022-02. And what does it do? It's like, no, we're going to throw whatever in whatever order. Even if you tell it to sort, it's like, no, whatever order.
Nah.
She always had trouble finding the digital design your own book, so she saved it, called Blank Album. Oh. Huh. Yeah, see, Melinda, I knew there was a total custom album option, and it's, yeah. Shutterfly likes to hide it from choices. I'm going to have to go in and do that too. It's still there. You just have to make it first. Did we lose you, Cheryl?
Nope, I'm here. I'm looking to see. I have to decorate this
It's like you got super duper quiet.
font. I have to decorate this font.
I did that
Okay.
one today. I just put a giant M and decorated it with one of the new kits today that made me happy and made me be like, you can do it if you want to. Because I was like, I can do it if I want to.
All right, so
But I have to want to.
I have to now throw them at
Thanks
me.
for the chat. Have a good day, Lisa.
All right, I know we're at 9:01, but throw at me any of the book-related kits that you like.
Yeah.
You got a bunch?
Is there one called Page Turner that I like? Is that the one by Michelle Lincoln?
Let's see.
Oh.
I should just go to the forum and explore.
I think Michelle Lincoln has one called Page Turner. Oh yeah, I like Big Books by Kristen Agard. Kristen Agard is a good one too. Agard? I don't know. I can't talk today. Some of my book ones were... Oh yeah, Page Turner. It is called Page Turner by Micheline. Oh no, don't do that. No, that's not what I asked you to do, Internet. I asked you to copy so I can paste it for Cheryl. Because it doesn't show up.
I think I might already have this. Let's see.
Yeah, Kristen has some really cute books. Oh yeah, Bella Gypsy. Kim says Bella Gypsy has that new Booktrovert one. I like all the doodles in it, and I like the little doodle bookshelf and stuff, and I like the pink and black and white. I should use that kit for my black and white.
I don't guess I have Page Turner. This is a tragedy. Oh, I'm gonna have to get that. It's $7. It's on like super sale.
Yeah, yeah,
Woohoo!
it's a fun one.
Yep.
Melinda says she is so frustrated with the cover for the album she just uploaded. Her holiday faves for the year had a centered square design and it wouldn't center for anything. I hate that. It's
All
not
right,
my favorite.
so I added Page Turner. Shop by theme. Maybe hobbies.
Kim's like, ooh, I need Page Turner. Is it Bella Gypsy has Well Read or because Allison has one called Well Read. Allison Pennington.
Yes.
And hers has cute little library pockets that I love. It makes me
I
happy.
don't know that I have that one either.
Oh, it was a BOAOC for August, and I adore it. It's like, yeah,
Maybe it is in my scrap area.
it's one of my faves.
August 22.
No, August 2016.
Mm,
I know.
I was going to
It's
say, wait a second.
throwback. Throwback. But it has this page, and I adore it, and it's got like little glasses all over. Jen Little's like, I think I have all the book ones. Yeah, I have a lot of
Okay,
the book ones if
so,
you haven't noticed.
but I just want to buy the bundle. Why can't
Let's
Oh,
see.
let's see here.
Is theirs called Well Read? Sorry, I only knew that that's Allison's. I didn't know that there was one by Bella Gypsy called Well Read as well. It wasn't coming up. That's why I wondered. But sometimes, it takes me a second to do things the
It's
right way.
it's like weird lately.
Nope, they
Searching.
have one called Well Read. I found it. It's because sometimes too many things come up. Oh yeah, Soko, designed by Soko, has one more chapter. Yep. I like that, Jen. I have all of them. Paisley has a page turner kit too.
Okay, I'm putting in, and it's giving me these. Okay, finally, add.
Oh, poor Cheryl. And he
Right?
wants to work right tonight. Yeah, I like big books is a good one. That's why we have the chat log. Oh, Kev says MBK and Paula tag too much. You say that, but then we complain because then we're like, well, how come I can't find that one kit that has this one thing in it?
Yeah. So Bella
Yep.
Gypsy has one that's called Well Read, you said?
Bella Gypsy has one called Red. I put the bundle link in the chat for you. And
Okay.
one more chapter by Soko is in the chat for you. Booktrovert is in the chat for you. And you guys, if you are posting about books, this designer I've heard of called Fiddle-Dee-Dee Designs, she has these really cute templates called I'm Checking You Out that have like
Yes.
library book cards on them.
Yes, they do.
They do. They're cute. In case, you were thinking.
Okay. I do have to talk to y'all about something. How many people are left here? I don't even know.
16 with me and you.
Okay. Well, has everybody seen the Finding Me in 2023? Have y'all seen that new challenge series? I know with all that's going on with MOC that it's likely
It's
it,
there, but we're hoping people
it's
aren't looking over it.
yeah. So, but the thing that I just want to share is that I have a coupon in there.
A coupon?
You don't, I mean, it's just there in case you want to pick up anything. You can use it one time, and I believe it's 50% off.
It is. And it's like 50% off, $10 or more. So,
Yeah,
bonus amazing deal. Will it work with the sale this weekend though?
I believe so, but if it doesn't, let me know. I believe that it will. So if you've not used the coupon yet, now's a good time to load
True.
up. Okay, so, and then of course, would love to have you join in on the challenge. I know several of you already have, but it's kind of interesting. I've already started working on February, so I'm looking forward to that. Of course, our quarterly sale has started, so that's 30% off store wide. And it's our 16th birthday, so it's our Sweet 16, TLB Sweet 16. So make sure you head over to the forum for lots of fun and games and chatter.
And if you spend $15, there's a really cute kit
Yes, there
that I
is.
alluded
Let's
to last
let's
time.
see. Let's see. I'm gonna pop over here.
It's the second thing on the carousel.
The perfect day. And this is what it
Renee,
looks
I
like.
thought that too.
It's
You can only
so
use it
cute.
in one of them, but I have totally thought some of my MOC layouts could fit Finding Me.
Yeah. So there are all the papers.
Oh, the
Such a
pattern
cute,
papers.
yeah.
There's your solids.
Oh, look, what cute templates.
Ah! Okay, I do have to say this though. I adore that green, like brickish kind of alphabet that they got.
Yes,
Like, it's just so cute.
that is.
So, because Becky
And
said she
then
needs to
some,
develop her TLP stash, so I just thought I'd point out to her that, a sale
yeah,
and then a free kit is a great time.
right.
Great time to develop your
Yeah.
TLP stash a little bit more. But Amanda,
So,
I also linked to the Finding Me there for you, the
yeah.
forum,
Yeah, and
and
you
I did
can
see
navigate to it. You just go into the challenge pad, and it's got its own separate little
section.
forum. And then, um, yeah, so
And
there's product
I
suggestions and all that fun stuff. So,
seem to recall that most of the games this weekend have prizes.
hmm.
I mean, I could be mistaken, but I know mine does. So I'm pretty sure they all do.
Oh, and there's another freebie too. When you go there and find your coupon, there's a
A free
um,
cover.
cut cut file title freebie. So,
Yeah, there's lots of fun stuff.
yeah. And then this is the layout I did, which I need to
Melissa
correct.
says she has a template challenge up this month for Kim J if you're, lacking in things to work on.
Yep. Yep.
Liz, yes. Everything we've talked about is going on now.
Yep. We
So, yes.
started it off. Oh, the other thing is that if you do participate in the challenge, there is a giveaway, and there are 3 people that'll win a $20 coupon to my store.
And there's also a template challenge for a chance to win $10 to Cheryl's store in the designer challenges, along
Yes, I
with
have
where
that.
you will find the one for Kim.
Yes.
So,
Yes, yes, yes.
if you're like,
Also,
hey, I got MOC done, I'd like to do another page today. Well, let me check out where else I could win a prize.
also, if you haven't seen it, there is a collage template that's for month of challenges
And it's so cute.
11. but you can use it for documenting any kind of, uh, if you have a daily challenge for a month, or you're, documenting a photo a
It
day
would
or
work.
something.
Yeah, it would work great for
Yeah.
like a 365 or something.
You okay, BB? Oh no.
Liz, seriously, search
Okay.
your computer documents for the Watch
Okay.
Cheryl scrap chat log and you'll find it.
Okay. My puppy's sick. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna
Okay.
stop this